Fly me to the moon, let me play among the stars.
Hey guys, it's Cyber here, back with another video, and in today's video, I'm going to show you all how to get the best OBS recording settings in today's video. Because I know a lot of my friends have had issues with their OBS and finding the best settings for them, and I feel like this will help a lot of you guys out. And so because of that, I'm going to make a series on my channel on how to get the best settings for OBS recording and best settings for OBS streaming, and then I'm gonna get the best settings for streaming on Streamlabs and best recording settings for Streamlabs as well. That way you all can record, stream on the bestest of quality on those two platforms. And I'll also probably have another video on how to get the best editing and rendering settings as well. So I thought it'd be a good idea to make a series on that. So here I am. Anyways, enough talk. So, first things first, go to your settings, your general tab. Alright, so first things first here, you want to go to your theme and you want to put that on dark or raunchy, because no one in the entire world should ever use this setting. Don't ever use like white. It needs to be freaking black, alright? It needs to be dark, because honestly, I don't understand how you are not blind if you have it on default like this. And if you do use that and you prefer to use that, then honestly, I don't like you, okay? So we're gonna put that on raunchy because it's less on the eyes, and for me, I'm already blind, so like I ain't trying to go full on blind. So yeah. I mean, people use dark, but for me, I like to use this because it's pink and blue, so I kind of like the colors, There's also this, but I feel like it's just kind of ugly, to be honest. I feel like my brother would use this, but it's whatever you prefer. Just don't ever use system. Don't use this. It's too much. Like, my eyes already hurt. Okay, and then for all this, don't worry about this. This is not important at all. Whoops, okay, sorry, I messed that up. Anyways, this is not important. This is just kind of like your preference and whatnot. Streaming, we're not making the streaming video. So we're gonna go into recording tab and ignore all the stream stuff, because next video we'll make a video on the best settings for that. So recording, first things first, output mode, advanced, type standard, and the recording path. So for your recording path, this is where your videos will go when you are done recording. So what you want to do is pretty much just like open it. I can't really do that because I'm recording right now on OBS, so this stuff will be like grayed out. So I can't really change it. But if I were not to be recording right now, pretty much you'll click browse and it'll take you to like your F drive. And you pretty much want to find a folder you want your videos to go in. For me, I have my recordings go to OBS recordings, so this is where my videos will be. And yeah, just select that, and then that's where you'll find your videos. Okay, and then right here you have your recording format, which is like what you'll be recording in. And I would recommend using MP4, but if you tend to crash a lot, so I know a lot of you guys ain't got the greatest PCs in the world, so maybe they'll tend to crash a lot. And if that's the case, I would recommend putting that on MKV, because that pretty much just like prevents you from losing your files if you were to crash, because MP4, if you crash, you kind of lose the file, but it's the best and most compatible there is. So yeah, but if you ain't too worried about that, pretty much but like whatever, if you're not too worried about that, leave it on MP4. But if you were to use MKV, the only thing that will change is where it will go. So if you're using MKV, you want to go to Remux settings, and so yeah, your recordings will go here, and then you pretty much convert it to MP4, and then boom, that way you don't lose your recordings if you crash. Anyways, so yeah, and then next thing, we have our encoder. wait. We got our audio track. So pretty much this, don't worry about that. That if you don't understand how to use it, then don't worry about it. Although, if you want to set up on how to like, get different like audio recordings, like for example, have your game audio, then your maybe Discord audio, and then like your mic audio all in separate audio tracks. Pretty much you would just set that up. Yeah. It should default. It should all be checked. So yeah. Don't worry about that. Anyway, so encoder. So encoder, if you have a NVIDIA, you would have that on your NVIDIA X264 or new. If it has that option, put it on that. Or if you do not have a NVIDIA and you have an AMD, put it on your AMD X264 new or X264. If you do not have a graphics card, then just put it on X264. Just put it on whatever option there is. If you have one, I would recommend using your NVIDIA or your AMD because you don't lag if you use it. But for me, I have an AMD, but it just sucks, so it lags. So I use my X264 because that's better. Yeah. So put down whatever you have that shows up. And then for rescale output, that depends on what you want to record in. So I record 1920 by 1080, so I'll put that in 1920 by 1080. And then rate control, put that on CBR. And then bitrate. So bitrate depends on what quality you are recording in. For example, like 1920 by 1080 or 1820 by 720, and then yeah, you know the drill. Anyways, I'll put text on the video of what bitrate you should use for each quality. And yeah, so 30,000 kbs is the best for 1080, 1920 by 1080. So that's what I have mine on, but again, text should be on title of the best bitrate to use for each quality you have. Now we have our keyframe. So you want to put that on 2. Alright. Yeah, so anyways, I have mine on very fast, but it doesn't really do much if you have a really high bitrate. Doesn't make too much of a difference, but pretty much this is like the less like CPU, and then like this is like the highest, or no, this is like, I don't know, something like that. But anyways, pretty much have it around somewhere between here. If it's anywhere between fast, then yeah, it's just gonna make it look bad and stuff like that. So choose between fast, very fast, and faster, or just like mess around with it between those 3, I guess, because anything below or above that shouldn't make too much of a difference on your bitrate. And then for your profile, pretty much put that on high, and then yeah, that's pretty much it. For audio, you don't really need to mess with that, but if you go in here, your audio tab, for your sample rate, I have mine on 48 hertz. And then everything else doesn't really matter. This is just kind of like what your audio settings and stuff are. And then you want to go to your video settings. So alright, so for your base resolution, you want to put this on 1920 by 1080 if that's what it is, because that's what I'm recording in. But for you, just put it on whatever is the highest one that shows. And yeah, so if you're recording like 720, guess put it on like 720 by 720. But just pretty much put this on whatever is the highest one on the thing. So it'll give you a variety of options, but whatever is the highest, that's what you put it on, pretty much. And then for downscale filter, put that on Laxos, 36 samples. It's the best there is, I guess. And then for FPS, put that on 60 FPS if you're gonna be recording, 1080 by 60 FPS. Or if you ain't got the greatest PC, put it on 30 FPS. Now, hotkeys. This isn't. I mean, this is pretty much if you want to, have a hotkey for a button like recording, for example, so you ain't gotta like open up OBS completely and like click it manually. You can set a hotkey for that. And for me, I just have it for my recording. I just have that set up for like a number on my my other key thing, my keypad. I don't know why I couldn't think of that. But the next we have our advanced. So for advanced, process priority. So for this, pretty much, if you're like streaming or recording and it says that you're not getting enough, like, I don't know, bitrate, or I don't know, if it says you're not getting enough in something, you need to change this to like maybe above normal. That way, everything you're doing will kind of go a little bit more into your recording. So for example, maybe you're trying to record a game and it's saying it's not getting enough of something. Pretty much put it like on above normal, and what that will do is it'll take a little bit of the quality of your game into your recording software. That way it's getting the amount of whatever it needs. But if you're not getting that, then just put it on normal. And yeah, so, or whichever one it's pretty much telling you that you need more or less of. Alright, yeah, so for render, just keep that on direct. Color format, just leave that as it is, I guess. Color space 709, put that on 709. And then color range, put that on full. And then everything else, this is just kind of like other things. No, I wouldn't really worry about it. And then yeah, that's pretty much it. For your settings, best OBS settings for 1920 by 1080 60 FPS with no lag. You shouldn't be lagging using these settings either. If you are, like I said, just fix your if you are experiencing some lag, just change your CPU usage. Or maybe you have the same issue as me, where if you're using an AMD, it's still kind of laggy. Just change that to X264 maybe. If that doesn't help, you might have to go down like a setting or something, or put this on main. I don't know, man. Figure it out. Just mess around with those few things until it works best for your PC. But those should be the best settings for 720. Like I said, on the screen there should be best bitrate for your thing. That's pretty much the big issue a lot of people have. They don't really know what bitrate to use. Like some people, they'll have like 5,000 like bitrate, and I'm just shocked that they're able to. Because if sometimes like it'll say that you have it recorded in like 1080, but really it's not, because you ain't got like all these other things like set up in your bitrate. So maybe it'll be in 1080 recording when you upload it, but it's laggy or it's choppy or something like that. And then another issue people have is their editing software they use. They don't like export it in the right like settings to be 1080. That follow up with your recording as well, so it comes out 1080 as well. So I'll make a video on that as well, guys. If this video gets at least like 30 likes, then I'll continue on with the series if it helped you out, and I'll make more videos on how to get the best settings for stream, because I know a lot of people I know who stream, they have issues with like their streaming. Like people ask me on my streams like, wow, how do you get like 1080 and like 60 FPS in your stream run really smoothly? on like streaming, because for me I lag and my stream is like always choppy and this and that, and I'm like, well, it's my settings. So I'm actually gonna leave a little bit of gameplay of the settings to show you how good they are. And I do want to mention real quick that I've spent about like 2 years, I don't know, I've spent like the beginning of the time I started recording on my channel to find these settings and how to finally figure out how to make my OBS work properly, because I've had so many issues with OBS while recording, and it's always just like never worked properly. I always had issues and it always just stopped working all of a sudden. But now that I know how to get the best settings for whichever quality and resolution I want to record in, and yeah, so it helped me out a lot. And that's why I'm making this video, to share it with you guys and like all my other YT friends out there. And I felt like it would be really nice to do that and you know, share my quality so you all can also record the best you can as well. Anyways, enjoy this quality or enjoy this gameplay that we'll be playing. You're welcome. I know, I'm awesome. But yeah, I'll tell you guys how to get the best streaming settings if this video gets 30 likes. That will be the next video I record, and then I'll move on to Streamlabs if this series keeps doing well, and then I'll move on to editing software and how to get the best editing. And then maybe in the future I'll show you guys how to like edit like me and maybe make thumbnails. I might make a full-on series on how to like, I might call it like YouTube tutorial, or like how to get best, I don't know, best settings for YouTube or something like that, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, let me know if you guys enjoyed and this video helped you out, and if it did, make sure to leave a like just so you know, show some support. And yeah, and maybe subscribe if you want to keep up with the series. I will maybe possibly continue if this video does well. Anyways, that's it guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.